Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for links to some great online retailers. There's also individual links for knives that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a really cool knife overview to share with you guys. This is the Banter, but this is the Blade HQ exclusive version in CPM 20CV and natural or Jade G10. This is really cool. For anybody who doesn't know, on my channel, I named the Banter, designed by Ben Peterson, as one of the best knives of 2020, and this variant of it is exceptional. It is really good. I have already reviewed the Banter. You can check that out by just typing Banter Metal Complex in the YouTube search bar. So this isn't really going to be a review. I just wanted to talk about this variant, give my thoughts on it. Really cool. This knife was sent to me by Thomas. Thomas, thank you so much for sending this in. It's because of people like Thomas that I'm able to bring you guys daily knife content. It's also because of my generous patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me right now. If you're enjoying the daily knife content on this channel and you'd like to support me as well, there is a link for my Patreon right down in the description. Your support would absolutely mean the world to me. And please follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. We're not going to go through the entire thing here, but I will give you guys a measurement just in case anybody doesn't know. The Banter comes in at about 6.5 inches overall. Blade length is coming in under 3 inches at about 2.8 inches, and the cutting edge is coming in at about 2.7, something like that. So for legal stuff, this is for anybody who lives in an area where you can carry a locking blade, but it has to be under 3 inches. This is going to fit in just fine. I think that's great. Let's do a couple of size comparisons real quick here up against the Ontario Rat Model 1. The Rat 1 is coming in at 8.6 inches overall, so you can see there this is definitely not a big knife. How about up against the Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case the Ritter Hogue? Ritter Hogue is coming in at 8 inches overall, and we'll do one more. The Spyderco Para 3. The Spyderco Para 3 is coming in at 7.25 inches overall. Cutting edge, though, between this guy and the Para 3, I think it actually has slightly more, ever so slightly more cutting edge, which is great. So the standard version, by the way, I will link the Banter right down below. This version right now, I don't know if it's available. I know the standard version of the Banter that comes in G10 and S35VN is available. It is extremely recommendable. If you're on the fence about it, don't be. It's an awesome knife. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to watch my whole review, it's an awesome knife. And they are a pretty good price, too. I don't have a problem with the price on that version. I definitely didn't have a problem with the price on this one. So I'll link that. You can check out all the different variants that are available. Do I think that this will come around again? Gosh, I sure hope so. I feel like it probably will, but I don't know that for sure. So just keep an eye on that link, and maybe you'll be able to pick it up at some point. Action on these are great. This guy is running on bearings, and thumb stud is in exactly the right place. It's very easy to manipulate with the thumb. It's also very easy to manipulate using the reverse flick method with the middle finger, so that's awesome. Ergonomics on this guy, surprisingly, for it being such a small knife, you can actually get a full 4-finger purchase if you've got hands like mine. I wear an XL glove, so I think that's pretty cool. All the edges have been nicely knocked down on this guy, just kind of skimming over what I said in the other review. Really nicely knocked down, so very comfortable in the hand. Pocket clip's not a hot spot. Pocket clip is designed just absolutely excellent. Very nice. Thumb stud, just barely in the cutting path, not a big deal. Blade stock on this guy is not too thick. I want to say, I can't remember actually. Does it come in at 125 thousandths? We'll just sort of do that real quick here. Blade stock thickness on this guy coming in at, 125 thousandths or so. And there's a little bit of a flat up here, but the edge geometry gets nice and thin. Blade profile is also excellent. Nice drop point blade. Got a lot of belly. Just excellent. The reason that I named this one of the best knives of 2020 is, while it certainly is not like the best looking or most fantastic, it's a simple liner lock running on bearings. There's a billion of those out there, right? And there's a million good ones. But this is so simple, so straightforward. So just, there's, other than the color setup and the steel on this guy, there's really nothing that's going to excite the average knife enthusiast. But if for somebody just looking for a good, dependable cutting tool, man, Ben Peterson did a great job with this. And we, of course, these are not made in the United States. They are foreign made, but we does a great job with fit and finish. So everything on this knife is just perfect. I don't have a problem with it. Even the screws, if I remember correctly, are T8. which is awesome. So we've got T8. It looks like, yeah, 4 of them. One of them actually is the pocket clip screw, which, sorry, I just realized it wasn't in focus. And then we've got the T8 pivot, so that's excellent. Really nice. We've got countersunk screws here on the pocket clip, and those are going to be T6, but no big deal. A couple of standoffs, and we've got, in this case, we've got a black countersunk liner lock that you can see on the inside. And then this guy is, the Banter is just G10 on the main show side. Weight on this guy not going to be any different than the standard version, coming in at 3.1 ounces. I believe that was the same weight as the other one. That's fine. The whole ounce and inch thing, pretty darn close to that. I think maybe my scale was a little bit off. I seem to remember the actual weight on this guy is supposed to be like 2.85 ounces, something like that. Excellent. All the way around, this is easy to carry. It's nice and compact, right? Lightweight, good ergonomics, very simple, very straightforward, good cutting tool. So for this particular version, which was a Blade HQ exclusive, we have the natural or Jade G10. People tend to either love or hate natural G10. It does not glow in the dark. It looks like it might, but it doesn't. I think it looks great. I especially like it contrasting with black. I think that's awesome. Blade HQ does this. They do a lot of different like exclusive stuff. They've done a ton of Spydercos. Their thing for a while was CPM M4 and Jade, right? They opted for 20CV on this guy, but it does have that look that a lot of people really like, right? If you hate it, that's fine. A lot of people love it. They seem to do really well with it, so I imagine they're going to keep this color scheme with a lot of their exclusives in the future, and I think that's just fine. The 20CV on this, that's the main reason I wanted to talk about. This isn't going to be a long video. The setup here, just the straightforwardness. There are a lot of really high-end knives come in CPM 20CV, which is an analog to M390 and CTS 204P. Extremely high edge retention and extremely high corrosion resistance. Not a lot of toughness, but on a knife like this, it's just meant to be kind of a light EDC user, right? It's got a very simple and thin blade geometry, and it's very thin behind the edge. The blade is just perfect for 20CV. S35VN being a little tougher, actually quite a bit tougher, not quite as good in the edge retention department versus 20CV, and not quite as stainless, but still stainless, right? It's a great steel, and for the money, you know, it's excellent, right? 20CV for this guy, I think, is just perfect. I think this is a perfect steel for this knife. 20CV doesn't make sense in every geometry. I've got XM18s in 20CV and M390, and it's like, it's weird. But okay, right? It's kind of like, it's a feel-good steel, right? You pay a lot of money for a knife and it's in M390 or 20CV, you can feel good about it, right? But for somebody who's actually going to use their knife, it's not always, you know, it's not always the best choice given the geometry. I think it's perfect for this guy. Absolutely perfect. This knife came in at, oddly, $123.25. Why? Why such a specific price? I don't know. Whatever. The price on this is excellent. Don't go to the secondary market and pay too much money for this. Just wait and see if they come out with another version. This Banter was so popular, it won't surprise me. I think the Banter itself is actually a blade. Am I right? Is the Banter, the standard version even, is that also a Blade HQ exclusive? I'm going to guess we'll see different versions of this. I hope. That'd be great. And if they keep the price relatively similar between this $110 and $130 mark, yeah, it'll continue to be a great choice. It's just really good. It's just good. So simple. Nothing crazy going on here, right? The pocket clip is just right and have that nice rise at the end, nicely knocked down right here. In and out of the pocket's a breeze. You've got a lanyard hole for people who want to put a lanyard on it, right? But it's out of the way. Man, it's just good. It's just straightforward good. If you have an opportunity to pick this up for right around that $125 mark and it's in good shape, I would say go for it. This is a knife that when you get it, you know, you get it in hand, you're going to be like, oh, it's cool. You know, it's the 20CV version. It's the natural G10 version. But I think for most people, that sort of euphoria that comes with getting a new knife that is also an exclusive variant that is also not extremely available, I think that's going to wear off really quick when you find out that this is just the knife that you're going to reach for when you're heading out the door, when you're not even going to think about it. You know, you're going to put this knife in your pocket, and it's going to do exactly what you want it to do, and it's going to do it efficiently. And that's great. That's something that, ironically, is overlooked in the knife world because we get so caught up in all the little teeny tiny intricacies and all the little details, right? We forget that at the end of the day, it's just something that you put in your pocket and then that you use, right? I like to put, you know, kind of bulky, heavy knives in my pocket that have elements that I appreciate as a knife enthusiast, and then I go to cut with them, and they cut, right? There are better choices out there. If I was concerned with the absolute, you know, best cutting geometry to make the shortest amount of work possible for anything I could be cutting, right, in a normal circumstance, just day-to-day common stuff, I'd put an open L in my pocket. But I don't like the open L because it's boring. This has a little bit more for me. This has the natural, you know, G10. It's got the 20CV blade, right? It's got a little tiny bit in there for the knife enthusiast, but at the end of the day, it's just going to end up being a functional, easy to deploy, easy to retract, easy to carry cutting tool. And I think that this is a home run. I like this. I know you guys get frustrated with me when I talk about knives that you can't get right then and there in the moment, but depending on when you're watching this video, the knife might actually be available. So check that link, you know, and if it's not, then sign up for email notifications so you can get notified when it comes out. That's why I put them down there. That's why I still talk about knives that aren't available. That's why I link knives that may or may not be available, because stuff comes in and out of stock, and this video is going to be available forever, as long as YouTube is a thing, right? That's why I put the link down there. I think this is great. I think this is probably, you know, like I said at the beginning, the Wee Banter is not only one of the best knives to come out in 20CV, I think it's one of the better knives around, period. I'm not going to say it's the absolute best EDC folding knife of all time, but are we going to see it on top 10 and top 20 lists all over the place for the next few years? It wouldn't surprise me, definitely. I think this variant of it is definitely one of the best variants of any really, really good, like we're going to talk about famous EDC knives like the Benchmade Reptilian, the Para 3, the PM2, the ZTO 562, right? We're going to talk about those and all their different variants. I think this is one of the better variants of really, really good knives that's out there, and the price on it is just stupid good. 120. But I can get G10 and 20CV for, you know, this from this kind. Yeah, you can get the same materials, right, in a different form, sometimes for less with a different company, but this exact shape, this exact profile, this exact, like, sort of perfect culmination of EDC elements, right? I think this is a great price. I was really happy to see that they didn't throw a $150 or $160 price tag on this thing. 123 bucks for this guy. Yeah, I like that a lot. Hoping that this comes back in stock, hoping we see more of this version, hoping we see different variants of this with different finishes. By the way, this is sort of it's like a tumbled DLC. It looks really nice. It really does. But I'm just realizing WIUG. I'm probably stupid. I should probably know what that means. You can tell me what it means down in the comment section. I just now realized that was on there. Whatever. This is about the knife. But yeah, hoping to see more versions of this with different steels, different finishes, right? Honestly, a slight variation in blade shape would, I think, be welcomed by a lot of people in the knife community. But I think that's really all that I can say about this, guys. I just wanted to show it to you. I do a lot of reviews on this channel, and I show a lot of different variants of the same knife because it's fun. It's interesting, right? I want to bring it to people's attention if they weren't aware of it. That's going to be pretty much it today. Like I said, be sure to check out links for this guy right down in the description. And I'll link Wee Knives in general right now if you guys want to check those out. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.